Good evening, everyone. My name is Ron Van Sussen. Welcome to another episode of Essentials for Your Journey. Tonight is ladies' night, so this one's all for you. All right, let's get the ball rolling here. What are we going to talk about tonight? We are going to talk about this one right here. If you can see that, a little bit of a glare there. Bone Nutrient Essential Complex from doTERRA. This is huge, and I want you to understand just how important this is. First of all, I want you to notice something unique about the bottle here. What does it say right up there at the top? It says doTERRA Women. So this is very clearly designed for women. Does that mean men can't take it? No, it doesn't. Men can take it. And on their product information page, they say women should be taking this, and this says like in parentheses, or men. So men can take it, but that's the only reference to men taking this that there is. As we get into this, we're going to tell you why that is exactly. So, bone nutrient complex, bone nutrient essential complex. Can't leave out the word essential. That's very important. This is about preventing osteoporosis, plain and simple. There, I said it. Now, I just mentioned a disease. Okay, and typically we don't do that, with compliance and things like that. But doTERRA does. doTERRA on their website, on their product information page says this is designed to help prevent osteoporosis. So there, I said it. I'm happy I said it. I'm moving on from there. So when I mentioned the word essential, we cannot leave out the word essential. Bone nutrient essential complex. What does essential mean? Well, we've talked about this in some other videos, and whenever we're talking about essential nutrients, whether it be an essential complex, essential nutrients, essential vitamins, essential minerals, what that means is something very specific. It means that our bodies cannot produce it either at all or in enough quantity to give us what we need for our health, okay? So it's not something that if we just, our bodies are going to produce it and we don't need to get it from an outside source. We do need to get it from an outside source, either through our diet or through through supplementation. So that's what essential means. So if you ever see something if you're ever hearing somebody talking about an essential nutrient, that's what that means specifically. Body cannot produce it on its own to support your health. You have to get it from an outside source. All right, so let's move on here. Let's talk about the bone nutrient essential complex. Osteoporosis, what is it? Well, osteoporosis is a disease that basically reduces the mass and the strength of bones over time. Okay, so over time, your bones are going to get smaller and they're going to get weaker. Bad deal. Plain and simple, not a good thing at all. So the really sad statistic is that 80% of all people that suffer from osteoporosis are in fact women. This is predominantly a women's disease. Here's another really sad statistic. 40% of all women will experience a fracture related to poor bone health after the age of 50. Think about that for a second. 40% of all women will experience a bone health related fracture after the age of 50. That's really sad. And what's really sad is a lot of times it's in the back. It could be, hip or something from falling. It's in areas. And once these things start happening, once you have that osteoporosis, it doesn't get reversed. You can't really fix it. Now, I have a very personal connection to osteoporosis. Of course, myself, I do not have it. But my grandmother did. And my grandmother was somebody who was very dear to me. And for the last at least 20 years of her life, she lived in constant pain from osteoporosis. She had a fracture, and she actually had to wear a brace around her back and abdomen because the fracture was in her back. And it just never got better. It just got worse and worse and worse over time. And she had that brace, but I can remember one day that the brace broke and we couldn't get her another one. And so we were scrambling, trying to get the brace fixed. And I took it to different places. Of course, nobody would touch it. And it was a mess. So anyway, my point in sharing this with you, and my grandmother was a wonderful woman. She never complained. but she was constantly in pain. And I don't want that for any of you. I really don't. So this is very, very important. Now, you may be saying to yourself, hey, I'm young. I don't have to worry about this. Well, I'm sorry. If you're a female, you have to worry about this. I don't care what age you are. Even if you're in your teen years, teenage girls, actually absorb, their bones are absorbing nutrients at twice the rate of their mothers. Okay, so your teen years, your bones are absorbing nutrients at twice that rate. So it's very important that in those teen years, you're getting the nutrients you need for good bone health. Because if you wait till you're 50, you may have waited too long. So you don't want to wait for this. This is something you want to get started right away. Now let's talk about what's in this. All right. I'm going to talk to you about the key ingredients here and what they do and kind of how they work and how they support good bone health. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Big Shock calcium. Yes, there's calcium in here. And calcium is basically basically it is. It is the most prominent element in our bone structure. Calcium is the most prominent element in our bone structure. Our bones are primarily made up of calcium. So we need to have that calcium. We need to be able to be taking more of it to add to our bones. We also have magnesium. Now, magnesium is also very important because magnesium has a direct effect on bone cells and bone crystals. What that means is magnesium is key. It plays a vital role in bone growth. Okay, so let's back up for a second. We have the calcium, which is basically the building blocks, what the bones are made of, but the magnesium is what makes the bones grow. So it's kind of what's helping to put the calcium to use, putting it in its place. And so that's what that magnesium is so important. Now, something about the magnesium, if you've heard me talk to you about, for example, lifelong vitality and things like that, one of the things we talk about are chelated nutrients or chelated minerals specifically. Well, the magnesium in the bone nutrient essential complex is in fact chelated. And what that means is that that's a way of improving bioavailability. So what they do is they take an inorganic substance, a mineral like magnesium, and they chemically bind it to a protein. And when they do that, it makes it that much more bioavailable because our cells love protein. Our bone cells love protein. So they absorb it right in, and that helps deliver the magnesium into the bone structure. So that's very important. It's not good enough just to take magnesium because minerals, if they're not chelated, a lot of times our bodies don't absorb them, and they just go out with the wash, so to speak. So that's two of the ingredients. So we've got calcium and we've got magnesium. Now, we always hear about vitamin D, and vitamin D is also very important in bone health. And we've got two different vitamin Ds here. We've got vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Both of those, again, are helping our bodies to absorb the calcium. That helps improve the bioavailability of the calcium. So the magnesium is chelated. That helps the magnesium be absorbed. The vitamin D2 and D3 helps the calcium get absorbed. So again, increasing that bioavailability so we get the full use of the supplement that we're taking. Last thing I want to talk about here is vitamin C. Vitamin C is also included in this. Now, vitamin C, we talked about it a lot, and everybody knows about vitamin C, right? But in the bone nutrient essential complex, it actually performs a very different function. Yes, it's a great antioxidant. Yes, it does all kinds of good things. But vitamin C is important in producing collagen. And collagen is another essential part of our bone structure. So the vitamin C is instrumental in helping our bodies to produce collagen. So that's kind of it there are other ingredients here. I'm not going to go into all those. Those are the big ones. So this is going to do a lot. You need to have these. If you are a female, I don't care what age you are, pretty much. If you're in your teen years or older, you should be taking the bone nutrient complex. And here's another good reason that you have absolutely no excuse not to take this. Think about this. I want to review it for a second. 80% of all the people that suffer from osteoporosis are women, right? Secondly, 40% of all women over the age of 50 are going to suffer a bone health related fracture. That in and of itself should tell you, I don't want to be one of those women, and I'm going to start taking this. The cost for this, wholesale cost for this, for a month's supply, $17.50. Folks, how can you not want to take this supplement? This is very important. You will not find another product like this with the chelated magnesium, that's structured this way, that's going to do what this does. Again, doTERRA always focuses on bioavailability. If your body can't absorb it, it's no good to you. Doesn't matter how many milligrams are in it, right? We got to have bioavailability. And doTERRA, as always, with this product as well, went out of their way to make sure they did everything they could to make this as bioavailable as possible. $17.50, get this on your LRP, your Loyalty Rewards Program order, and make sure you keep it there. You should be burning through a bottle of this every single month. That's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I have inspired you to focus a little bit more on your bone health. Until next time, as always, of course, we wish you wellness.